Honestly, 2001 Space Odyssey, Joey.
I fucking love this movie.
That was on your 3x3 as
Been
well,
meaning
right?
to watch this. Actually, I am gonna watch it because it's gonna be playing in Japan
Oh, really?
in like a month or two, I think.
Oh, shit.
So I'm gonna go
nice.
check it out.
Fuck yeah, I
again.
wanna go.
Is it a month or two? It might actually be like later, but yeah, it's gonna be out soon. So
Fuck
I'm
yeah.
gonna watch
The
it.
first time I watched this as a child, I fell asleep. The second time as an adult, I had what can only be described as a religious experience. Kubrick didn't just make a film, he made a meditation on existence itself, accompanied by an eerie, overbearing soundtrack that sounds like the universe mocking you. Above all, you'll wonder how in the utter world of fuck did Stanley Kubrick and his team pull off something this visually astonishing in 1968. Yeah, that is one thing. You watch this film and you're like,
How did they do it?
there is no fucking way he filmed this in 1968. Because there are just some practical effects where you're like,
Yeah.
how do you even begin to start doing that?
I appreciate that Chris added in. You'll wonder how utter world of the fuck did he do? Because I was unsure. It didn't sound like Chris, this review.
Yeah, utter
It sounded
world of fuck.
It sounded too polished to be Chris. I was like, what is this? And I was like, oh,
You
no,
wonder
it's
how in
Chris.
the utter world of fuck.
Like, oh, I'm glad Chris put that in there. Now I know it's him. Yeah, I've been meaning to watch this for obviously a long time. But again, one of those movies where I feel like headspace and is important. I need to be fully locked in.
My dad, again, this is up there as one of my dad's favorite movies, and he tried multiple attempts to get me to watch this movie with him and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I think, the first time, kind of similar to Chris, the first time I watched it, I was like in high school, and I was like, this is visually cool, but I don't really understand what's going on. But then as I watched it as an adult with my dad, I agree with Chris. It is an insane movie to watch. You won't understand it just straight up because the plot is very confusing, especially in the third act.
Yeah.
But it's brilliant piece of filmmaking.
I've been thinking about this. How important do you think it is to understand a film, or understand something?
I think it depends. I think it completely depends on what the director was intending. Like, because I feel like with 2001, it's Stanley Kubrick kind of made it in a way where it's so open-ended and everything's up for everything's up for interpretation.
Yeah.
Where like I think he just wanted to tell a basic story and then add a lot of just like cool visual elements to kind of make you think. Because a lot of the movie has no dialogue.
Yeah.
At all. So you kind of just have to use visual cues to figure out like, okay, maybe this is what is happening or maybe this is what it's about. The fact that after fucking almost 70 years of the movie being out, that people are still trying to like discern like, what does the ending of the movie even mean?
Sorry, 70 years.
Yeah. Well, it's almost 70, right?
Yeah.
60 years.
60 years.
I was like, the math, I'm like...
I can't do math, my bad. 60 years of the movie coming out. It's like, like, have you guys seen like any bits from 2001?
Oh yeah.
I've seen the occasional clip that I don't really want to watch because I'm like, I think I should just go into this completely blind.
Yeah.
Answering your question, Garn, of how much do I need to understand the film? I think there was a part of me that for a long time maybe I would get self-conscious if I didn't understand the film.
Yeah.
I'd be like, am I just fucking dumb? Like, did I not get it?
Yeah.
But the more I've kind of watched more films and kind of maybe taken a more online discussion and seeing how other people interpret films.
Yeah.
And people are so quick to try and interpret media that sometimes I more so now feel that maybe on the first watch, I'm not always supposed to understand all the themes, but I think that the whole point is that I'm thinking about the themes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about what it's trying to say. I'm trying to kind of discern some meaning from my whole life. Right?
I actually
draw
personally,
parallels.
I actually personally prefer it more if I don't fully understand it because it kind of opens up the conversation, and I like hearing from other people's perspectives of like, as you said, kind of like, oh, I interpreted it this way, or I interpreted it this way, and like every now and then you'll see someone's interpretation of the film, which makes you completely reshape how you watch the film, or like maybe makes you realize like, oh yeah, right, that's what that might mean.
I'm sure as well, like when you make a film that can be interpreted in so many ways, or maybe, even as a director, maybe you meant it in one way, but left enough ambiguity where people can interpret it in different ways. I imagine there's some value though still in having it be interpreted differently than intended. I just think that anyone who can kind of gain some meaning from it has a different perspective and some unique position to offer.
Yeah, because I guess the reason I asked this is because, like, I guess I remember, like, early on when I started watching anime, getting into films and stuff, I'm like, I had this obsession of, like, I need to get it. I need to understand it. You'd finish a film, and then you'd, like, what just happened? You'd go online, and you'd immediately, like, search up, what was the meaning of this film? Tell me what to think. Tell me what this was about. And I think as I grew older, I've realized sometimes just, like, you don't need to necessarily understand everything. I've just found a deeper appreciation of just, like, how a film makes me feel. You know, I don't necessarily need to come out of the film being like, I get it. But sometimes you come out of a film and you're like, wow, that made me feel things, and I'm still processing stuff. I'm still processing a lot of things. And I don't know if I truly, get all of the plot points, but damn, I'm really appreciating how this film made me feel.
Yeah, I think it's a thin line as well, because I feel like some people will argue maybe after they've watched the film that they don't understand. Some people will throw out the argument of like, oh, maybe I didn't understand the movie because, I don't have the capacity to understand it, or I don't understand it because the film was bad and it didn't present it in a way that could be understandable, right? I think arguments can be thrown for both ways. Yeah. But that's always hard, right? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people, listening to this episode who are feeling that the latter, where they're like, oh, I didn't understand it, therefore it was a bad movie.
Well, yeah, and like sometimes I don't necessarily agree with even like the, if you didn't understand it, you just can't get it.
Yeah.
I think sometimes there are ways that stories are told that just inherently make more sense to certain people.
Yeah.
And so I don't necessarily think it means like you're fucking stupid or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you just don't fuck with the stories, or you didn't, the visual metaphors didn't fuck with you, or your brain doesn't connect dots or something like that in certain situations. I think it's just like, it is what
that's
it is.
why I totally don't blame people who watch 2001 are like, this was shit.
Yeah,
that's gonna be me. Okay.
I mean, it might be. I don't know.
I'm gonna watch it, and I'm not gonna get it, and I'll be like, "That's so fucking cool! I can't wait to wait 5 years to watch this again, and then maybe I'll get it."
Yeah, right.
Because sometimes I watch a film or an anime, and sometimes it's almost like I don't even know if the filmmaker truly knew what message he wanted to send. Sometimes it almost feels like he just wanted to put some emotions or put some ideas on screen. They don't know if there is like a definite concrete, this is what I am trying to say, but they wanted to just, like cathartically release something that they had been holding on inside. And I guess to me, I've kind of like appreciated not just like films, but even like music as well. Sometimes you listen to music, and music has this like weird effect where you don't sometimes even need to listen to lyrics for me to be like, damn, I get what. I get whatever. I get it. I could be listening to some Japanese track, don't understand what is being said, and like I listen to the song and I'm like, this is like,
oh yeah, boy. Oh yeah, boys.
Totally. I get what they're trying to say with this. And I guess brings us to Blade Runner, which is another.
Who doesn't like this movie?
Which is another, I guess, dad pick. I would say.
Never watched Blade Runner.
You never watched Blade Runner?
I watched the sequel.
I haven't watched the sequel.
Or sequel because it's out in cinemas.
Yeah.
Again, like some of these films I want to watch, but I want to watch them in the fucking cinemas.
Yeah. I get
because it is like just such a fucking different experience.
Yeah. I really want to watch the sequel. Like,
same.
Super bad.
I remember not getting the sequel. I remember I was kind of like, okay. It was just Ryan Gosling looking sexy and brooding.
Yeah, that's
all I need.
I've only seen clips of it online, and I'm like, I've heard that not a lot happens in this film, but damn, the vibes of the clips I've seen are just on fucking point.
Yeah.
To the point where they've gotten memed so fucking often, like the fucking Ryan Gosling with that AI woman or something. I'm like, this film is what guys wish they could be when they're like
legit,
like
when
visually
they're just, like, tired and alone.
Loved it, and I wanted to like it so much because it looked like my kind of film. Like I felt like it was speaking to me.
Right.
But then I couldn't understand the language. Right. And I felt dumb.
Is it? Yeah, because I haven't seen the sequel. Is the sequel like one of those sequels where you have to have watched the original to enjoy it, or?
I would imagine it would help a lot.
Right.
I don't think it's necessary, but I think to understand where the story was at in the world building, I think it helps a lot for sure.
Right.
Because I felt definitely a bit of confusion. That maybe could have been avoided if I had,
sure.
had watched the original.
Yeah. I this is going to be the most me thing to say, but I've also read the original book that Blade Runner was based on.
Oh, shit.
gosh.
Well, I didn't even know it was based on a book.
It's loosely based off a book called Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? Which is like considered one of the greatest sci-fi novels ever written.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they fucking killed it with the movie as well.
Did you guys watch the original movie?
I've watched it, yeah.
I haven't actually
So
watched
cool.
it.
You like it?
So fucking
Is it worthy of a spot on the 3x3?
Yeah.
Alright.
This is one of the best, like...
Do you think it's aged well?
Oh, I absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. I do.
absolutely.
Again, I want to watch all these classics and go through them.
Yeah.
Let's hear Chris's reasoning as to why he's put it on the list. I can't imagine what it must have been like watching this in 1982. It's not a film, it's a full sensory experience. It feels as though we're entering a living, breathing parallel universe. The movie is lauded for its special effects, but the secret to Blade Runner is they simply went and built the world. They built an entire city in miniature. They built an entire district to scale. They hired hundreds of extras to trudge through the rain, holding neon-lit umbrellas. The scale of it all is astonishing, and I feel genuinely sad when I watch it, knowing movies these days simply haven't the budget or resources to create something as captivating as this. Yes, the sequel was great, but the original is still superior.
Damn. Couldn't have said it better, Chris.
Great explanation.
Yeah. What about Sexy Beast? I've never heard of this
Sexy
one.
Beast?
Yeah.
I love this film as it has the most basic plot. Retired
Gangster.
Oh, gangster. Retired gangster gets drawn back in for one more crime.
One more crime.
One more, just one more. Yet every
one more,
aspect
baby.
of the film is next level. Ben Kingsley, usually known for playing Gandhi, transforms into the most terrifying, unhinged gangster you'll ever see. It
Is
has
he usually known for playing Gandhi?
I don't know. That's the first-
I'm pretty sure Ben Kingsley had Chris. I'm pretty sure Ben Kingsley.
he did play Gandhi in that one movie.
Yeah, he did play Gandhi in that one movie, but I'm pretty sure he has a very decorated career.
Okay.
It has a visual style unlike any other gangster film thanks to the director Jonathan Glazer, who cut his teeth working on music videos. Oh, he did the Virtual Insanity music video.
Shit. Hell yeah.
Best music video ever
Banger.
made. But the whole thing has a surreal, dreamlike quality that I've never found in any other crime film. It's a reminder that the execution of an idea is where the real magic lies in making something great. Damn. I mean, sold me.
Damn. Okay, I gotta watch this.
Chris really likes his gangster films, huh?
Yeah. I'm from everything I'm reading for like Chris's explanation. I'm like, Chris, make a film, mate. Just make a film.
Legit.
I know.
Make something and
Make a
figure it
gangster
out.
I know
film.
you fucking want to, Chris.
Make a gangster film, Chris. We know you want to.
Just take that skit you put in every Journey Across Japan in the beginning and just make that a fucking feature length.
Just take that skit of Natsuki trying to assassinate Ryotaro and just turn that into a feature film. We'd watch the shit out of that.
This is one that you've watched, right, Joey? Tampopo?
I haven't watched
I
this
thought you
one.
watched this one for some
No,
reason.
I've heard of this
Is that
film,
racist
though.
to me to assume you just watched
Yeah,
this?
very much so. It's like Japanese film. Joey's seen
You've
it.
watched this, right? This is like your Harry Potter.
I've never watched this, but I have heard of this movie.
Okay, so this is, Chris says, this is Japan's very own spaghetti western or ramen western.
Very clever.
One of the most original films you'll ever see. An underperforming ramen shop enlists the help of a passing truck driver to improve her ramen. What begins is an epic quest for the perfect bowl mixed with Western and samurai film tropes, intercut with surrealist random scenes of people enjoying and interacting with food. There's nothing else like it. If you don't feel compelled to eat ramen immediately after watching it, then you might be clinically dead.
Clinically dead.
Fair enough.
Damn.
Yeah,
it's from famous director. What is his name? Japanese guy. Come on.
Which
He's
one?
like the most famous director, right? Super famous director, no?
Is it?
You scroll up, Scott. The director's always on the side by Google. Okay, it's fine.
Juzo Utami?
Oh, fuck. I thought it was someone else. Fuck.
Are you talking about Kurosawa?
I thought it was him. Wait, what's his other comedy movie with, what's his name? Chris's mate.
Connor being
Ken
like,
Watanabe?
Yes. The comedy film with Ken Watanabe. Which one's that one?
By Kurosawa?
Isn't it by Kurosawa?
I don't know.
Or is it not a comedy film?
Is it not a
Am I getting
maybe it's
mixed
not.
up?
It might not be a Kurosawa film.
Connor's like, I know one director. And
Yes,
he directed
Kurosawa.
every Japanese film.
No, I thought this was by his though. My bad though. My bad.
I know one Japanese actor. It's Ken Watanabe.
Yes.
He's in every Japanese film.
Well, no,
Every film is Kurosawa and Ken Watanabe.
Okay, this one does star Ken Watanabe.
This one is Ken Watanabe.
Okay, I'm just misremembering things. Okay, I'm getting confused.
I've seen every Kurosawa
Okay,
movie.
so I was mixing up Kurosawa, but I was the Ken Watanabe comedy film I was thinking of, but I thought it was directed by Kurosawa. My bad.
Right.
But it actually wasn't. My bad.
Yeah.
Apologies. Mixing up. Oh my God, I'm dumb.
But this is one of the, I guess, for a Western audience, this is one of the rare instances of seeing Ken Watanabe actually act in Japanese.
Yeah.
Because I feel most people in the West only know him for his Hollywood films, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
I can't even remember the first time I saw Ken Watanabe. I think
Last
it might have
Samurai.
been... Oh, it probably is.
Well, that was the first time he really came out onto the Hollywood scene.
Yeah.
But he's been an actor in the Japan scene.
Oh, he's in Inception, of course.
Yeah.
I remember Inception.
He's in both Godzilla movies.
Well, of course he is.
Of course.
Oh, he's the Doctor? Cool.
I haven't even seen the Godzilla films, and I just know his line where he's like, let them fight. that's
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Fuck
and
yeah.
I'm like, I don't need any more context. I know what
he's
kind
in
of...
Letters to
Iwo Jima.
Yeah. God, I haven't watched this so long.
That's such a good movie, too.
Yeah. And I guess...
All right. I definitely need to check this out because I've heard a couple of people talking about this movie. But I just haven't had the time to check it out.
Yeah, and I guess ending things off with Mulholland Drive.
Oh, another great movie.
Another movie I haven't watched. Is it good?
David Lynch, man.
David Lynch doing David Lynch films in the most David Lynch way possible.
More unsettling than any horror film and twice as confusing. The first time you watch it, you'll be baffled. The second time, you'll start forming theories. By the fifth time, you'll be in a YouTube rabbit hole of analysis videos questioning your insanity. But that's what makes it brilliant.
That was the first time for me.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to be real. Mulholland Drive is... When I talked about how important it is to understand films, I think Mulholland Drive was the first time I watched a film and I'm like, I don't understand anything.
Lynch isn't just making a film, he's inviting you to lose yourself in a world of dreams and nightmares. Honestly, more than just a film, this is cinema at its most audacious. And frankly, we could use more of that. Yeah, Mulholland Drive, David Lynch's stuff is already confusing enough as it is, with especially a lot of his earlier works, Eraserhead and Elephant Man and stuff like that. But Mulholland Drive was the first time where I was... Yeah, I agree. It is one of the most unsettling movies I've ever watched. It's so bizarre.
What is it about?
It's a great fucking question, dude.
You know what? Let's go to the synopsis.
Let's go to the synopsis.
You can tell me how accurate this is. I'll give it a read.
I haven't seen this movie in a long time, to be fair.
I have seen this movie twice.
Yeah, I'll read the... scroll up. You went right past it.
It's
underneath the thing. There it is.
Yeah, right there.
After a car wreck on Mulholland Drive renders a woman amnesiac... Amnesiac? Did I say that right? I don't know why I thought...
amnesia.
I don't know why I said... In my head, I thought I said bulimic. I said amnesiac, but I felt like I was saying bulimic. She and a Hollywood hopeful search for clues and answers across Los Angeles in a twisting venture beyond dreams and reality.
So the most confusing thing is, again, this is about a woman. The main character loses her memory.
Yeah.
And so because you're basically following an unreliable narrator...
it gets really confusing.
It starts to get really confusing.
So you're constantly questioning yourself.
Yeah,
what's real?
It's like there are so many scenes where you're like, is this actually happening?
Got it.
Or is it a memory?
That sounds awesome.
It's a really cool movie.
So the fucking cinematography in this is fantastic because everything about this, it hits this uncanny valley where like something normal could be happening and you feel unsettled because you don't really know why.
This is like analog horror before analog horror.
Yeah. I would say this has one of the most terrifying scenes that lives with me. Just not even like because it's anything horrific happens, just the way that David Lynch builds up tension.
Yeah.
It's the one where the guy talks about the dream. By the way, that's the sequence I'm talking about. The way he builds up tension. With the storytelling in that scene, it keeps you on the edge of your seat. And this scene comes out of nowhere. This scene starts with just, the film starts with the story of this woman moving to Los Angeles. And then randomly, it cuts to just these two guys talking in a diner. And one guy talking about his dream. And the more the scene goes on, the more unsettling it gets. And it's purely just through the words that he says, the way he acts the scene, and you not knowing whether he's talking about reality or talking about something that didn't happen.
Yeah, I genuinely think this is one of David Lynch's best films.
Yeah.
Like, by a long shot. I mean,
I'm down.
Yeah, it's fucking, it's a mindfuck.
I get existential dread whenever I, forget to lock the door, but it turns out I did lock the door. I just don't remember locking the door.
Yeah.
So that kind of anxiety.
Imagine that for an hour and a half.
That kind of anxiety, seeing someone else go through it and be like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rest in peace to a goat, by the way, David Lynch.
I would say that I think out of all the confusing films, this one is actually more akin to like a puzzle piece.
Okay.
So from the fucking analysis that I've seen and from what I've read, it does seem pretty convincing that there is a storyline that you can follow in this, and there are answers about what happened within this film. You just really need to look for it.
Got it. Okay. All right. Well, that was Chris's 3x3.
Honestly,
think very Chris.
Yeah, very Chris core.
Very Chris.
I also noticed that not a lot of new movies.
Yeah, I was going to say
the newest one was from 2001.
Yeah. Chris likes the films he likes.
Yeah, he loves the classics.
Yeah, I mean, this is a film student's dream.
Yep.
You know,
Good taste, Chris. Good taste.